Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. We are live for this live stream today. Everything should be working fine. Let me know in the comment below who's watching, where you're watching this from. I would appreciate. Today I want to teach you some things and I want to also be able to answer your questions. We'll do like a Q&A and part of it's going to be teaching too. I want to teach you basically some habits of traders and we'll call them the five core habits of trading. And these are things that pretty much no one talks about. So you won't see much anywhere else. We'll do that and we'll also kind of go through the giveaway result from last week. Actually, 2 weeks ago, I did the giveaway, didn't give the results yet. So we've got that ready for now. And so leave a comment below or in the chat. Tell me who's watching this. I want to see it. And if you're watching it live, I would appreciate to see that. And we'll be good to go fairly soon. So what I'm going to do is we'll divide this into three parts. First of all, I'll teach you some things about the 5 core habits of traders. We'll go through that. Then we'll go through the giveaway result and finally the Q&A at the end. So if you have any question, make sure you comment below in the chat. At the end of this live stream, just to not be too disturbed and unfocused, I'll go through your questions and answer them. Okay, could be questions about trading, about habits we discussed, or anything else. So if you know that the sound is working fine, I'll wait for your comments in the chat. And from there, we'll be good to go. So I'm going to begin with this. So basically, I want to teach you today 5 core habits of traders. And these are things, like I said, that you won't see pretty much anywhere else online. People talk about these habits, but the habits they have are more based on entering trades and exiting trades and not about what really matters in trading. So there's 5 habits I've identified over time that really makes a big difference for me. And I hope they will do the same. That's okay. I want to make sure there's some audio here. So you guys can let me know in the chat if the audio is working fine or not. I'm curious about it. All right. So strange. Can you guys hear me fine? Let me know in the chat and we'll be pursuing with that right after. Okay, cool. So the 5 habits of or the 5 core habits of trading. First of all, I want you to comment below with your number 1 routine. If you have any routine you like now that you're doing, maybe it's journaling, maybe something else, comment below. Let me know in the chat. I want to hear your number 1 routine. And that's just going to maybe help other people too that are not doing that yet. Maybe do it. Okay, we can talk about it later as well. We can go through them. So I want to share these 5 habits with you right now. The first one is you need to adopt a different mindset when you trade. So here's the thing: most people they always have the same mindset. They think that they always have to be in the top performing when they place trades, when they review their trades, when they do everything, when they research, when they backtest. And the truth is that you should have a different mindset or different kind of perspective of different things you do in trading. First of all, as a trader, you will place trades. That's one mindset. You will do some research. That's a second mindset. You will do some backtesting. That's a third mindset. You will review your stats. Fourth mindset. So when you place trades, you shouldn't be in the mindset of trying to figure out what the market's doing or trying to figure out what's happening there. You should be there to focus on how you execute your trades and make sure you take all your trades properly. That's the mindset you need to be able to adopt. So some people say, and I agree with that when you place trades, you should be like a project manager. You have a plan, you just follow the plan, and that's all. That's all you have to do. Okay. Now most people will not do that. They will try to take trade with the same mindset of like doing research and trying to figure out what the market does. And having that is wrong because you're gonna make mistakes. You will try to force things, and you will not be there at your peak in the market. So you need to be able to kind of switch these different activities. When you research, sure, bring a mindset of ideas and trying to find out things about the market. When you backtest, sure, well, even when you backtest, try to get a mindset of just executing your plan and not doing anything wrong. A lot of people, and including myself, when you backtest, sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm gonna place trades, and then you start your plan, then it doesn't work, then you feel discouraged, and then you move to something different. Again, that's bad because what happens is that your result won't be as good as it could be if you had backtested that idea properly the first time around. So that's really important. The second habit that I think is really important for me, makes a big difference, is to not look at your P&L, like barely ever. So I don't know about your broker, but my broker, I'm using, by the way, AxeTrader and Pepperstone, the 2 broker I use the most right now. Oanda as well. Oanda doesn't do that, so it doesn't count. But these 2 brokers, they send you every day a statement by email. Okay, I've not found any way to disable that. I could maybe contact the support, ask them to disable that or whatever. But every day they send you a report, and that report basically says, here's your P&L for the day, here's your trade open, and here's your open and close P&L and the results of your trades. Now, this sounds nice, right? It sounds like a good idea. Oh, like I'm going to see my P&L every day. It's good. Let me just plug my computer here so I don't lose my battery. Perfect. So it sounds like a really good idea, right? Get your P&L every day, see your trades open. You're going to be able to review that, and that's fine. But the issue comes with the fact that if you see your P&L like this every day, and let's say you have like 5 trades now, and they all get to a loss, right? How will you feel when you place trades after? Probably you'll feel bad, or you'll feel like, oh, I'm losing trade or whatever. Even if you have only 5 losing trades, which is not that big, but it can influence what you do on a daily basis. It can influence how you show up at the chart. It can influence how many trades you miss. It can influence how many trades you take. And so, of course, that's not good, right? So that's the issue there, is if you are looking at your P&L too often, especially with these summaries you get by email or whatever, or even on your platform, it's going to influence how you do things. Now, of course, with time, as you get more experience, it's going to influence you less than if you're a beginning trader. But it's still a big thing that can impact how you trade, and you don't want to have that. So the key point is don't look at your P&L too often. If for me, these emails now, I just delete them every day. I get them on my inbox. I don't even look at them at all. I just delete them because I don't want to have to look at my P&L, trades open, because it could influence how I do things in the market. And something with the platform. The platform, you can usually hide your P&L. I do that. I don't care. I just place trades, close trades, place trades, whatever that is. And that's it. Okay, then I'm done. And then on a monthly basis, what I got is later, I go back to look at my trades and my P&L. Okay? So that's the second habit. Don't look at your P&L. The third one, which I find is really important, is everyone here should have some mindset adjustments or mindset improvement routines. Okay? I took a coaching recently with a big trading coach, trading mindset coach actually in the industry. His name is Randy Owl. I've interviewed him on the channel before. And what that taught me, really important, which is really important, is that there are some exercise or some meditations you can do on a daily basis as a routine to improve your mindset, okay, to get better at trading. And that can be something that is really important, okay? So, for example, things you can do on a daily basis. One thing that I do is I simply like have this routine or this exercise every day that I do. And this exercise every day is basically just like a meditation. And that helps me to find out issues in my trading, things I do wrong, things that I've not done right in the past. Okay? So doing that every day makes a big difference. And it's not something that I've done forever. Like I said, I started doing that really recently, but it makes a big difference. So either you find meditations online you want to do, either you find a way to improve your trading by some ways. By the way, I know Daniel said he's working with Randy now. The meditation that I do is the Grand Canyon one, if you are wondering. So Grand Canyon meditation. And that just helps you figure out kind of issues with your trading. And then basically the whole thing is like you go in your mind through that process of trading and then getting this issue. And then after that, you find out why that happens, because all things happen for a reason, right? If you mistrade, it happens for a reason. If you overtrade, it happens for a reason. So you find out where you slip, and then what was the reason for that, and then how you can correct it for next time. Okay, it makes a big difference. It's really crazy, and so doing that really helped me a lot. Yeah. So Randy Howell. Cool. So that's the third habit. The fourth habit, which I kind of talked about this a little bit before when I said don't look at your P&L. The fourth habit is you need to be able to look at your trading statistics at least every month. Now, for me, every month is like a sweet spot. If I don't trade much for that month, if it's a bad month, I might look at it every quarter. That's fine too. As long as you have a plan to look at your statistics every few months or every month. Okay. And what you do there is really simple. So we said you don't look at your P&L on a day-to-day basis. You look at your P&L on a longer time frame, like a monthly basis, and you need to be able to identify a few things there. So first things first is you look at all your trades. You're gonna go through all the trades like on a kind of like a playback basis. So you play back your trades in your mind or on the screen. see where you enter, see where you exit, how it was. Now that's basic. Everyone can do that. The thing that makes a big difference there is when you review your trades at the end of the month, you need to be able to understand how you're trading. And also, I mean, you need to be able to understand how your trades work. I'm looking for like a right way to say that, because that's life. You need to understand about how you perform and how you could do better. Okay, and so the way you do this is you could have a trading journal, either Edgewonk, which is really good, or my fixed book, which is free if you want. Have this trading journal with you, and then look at how you perform. So a few things you're gonna have to look at. First of all, look at how you perform on a daily basis, which means on Mondays better than Fridays, or Thursday is the worst, or Thursday really good perhaps, or Wednesdays, or whatever days of the week. Which one is the best? Which one is the worst? Okay. Over time, you can cut some days. You can trade less days of the week. That's fine. Everyone should do that, I think. So you need to be able to kind of cut and look at these days. Okay, that's the first thing. If you are a day trader, look at which hours of the day work best or work worst. So you can do that in my Facebook. You can see which time of the day works the best. When you enter trade, which time of the day works the worst. Okay, really simple. Then what you do is you want to look at if you use different take profits. For example, me, I use two take profits, one at 1-to-1 and the other one at 2-to-1. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in my result. I'm gonna see, well, which one works how. So is the 1-to-1 working best? Is it 3-to-1 working best? And how did they perform? I had this example with one of my students recently. His name is Sam. I did a coaching with him, taught him how to go back to his stats and what things to look for. Turns out he's taking, like me, 3-to-1, 1-to-1. Is 1-to-1 we're losing a little bit of money. Okay. By the way, his results were profitable but not so good. Okay, so that's something you want to be able to solve. Is 1-to-1 we're losing money, and is 3-to-1 we're outperforming really crazy, like really well. So he was making consistent gains every month with these 3-to-1 trades. So example, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it could be like 1-to-1 losing him like 1% a month on average, and the 3-to-1 would make like a 4 or 5% a month. Okay, on average. Now some months you would have like really bad result where things all get to break even, and then it would be losing on 1-to-1. So things would not be good for that month, and that's why if you cut the 1-to-1, its results will be better. Okay, now that's something you can know only if you look at your trade statistics. So you can know if you trade in the market maybe, but not as good as if you look at your stats and really understand the measures there. That's the other thing you look at with your stats. Another thing you can look at as well is how long your trades take to get closed. And what you could do is, if you're losing trades take a long time to get in a loss, maybe you can try to cut them earlier. Okay, if you want trades happen fast, then that's good to know. If your trade like takes a long time to get closed, either in profit or loss, you might be able to cut it with a smaller loss. Those are all things you have to look at with your trade statistics. Okay, and so every month you want to be able to do that, and ideally also every quarter, for sure. Now the fifth habit that is really important here that I want to mention is to schedule some research time. Now I've been really guilty of that in the past, like in the past few years. Of my strategy works well and I'm trading it and it works really well. I've adapted it a little bit in the market, but I've not really done some research outside of that. I've not really done any kind of research on new ideas, new strategies, or new markets in the past few years. Reason for this is I've been really busy on something else, on either teaching you guys and doing videos and helping my student and coaching them and trading myself. I've been really busy on that. But if you schedule time for research, it will allow you to kind of get more ideas, and eventually you can build a big portfolio of different strategies in the market, and you are able to get better result in the market, of course. So if you trade different markets, if you're a different instrument, different pairs, of course, or different strategies in the market. So you want to have time for research. Now, recently, I began to kind of go back to some old things I've been researching before and trying to figure out how to make it work better and things I can research to, like different strategies and things. By the way, let me know in the chat now if you want to be able to see that next time on YouTube. Okay, I've had this idea, like it's a pretty crazy idea of doing these, like taking strategies outside of in either books or different things and testing them and sharing the result with you guys. If you want to see this, let me know in the chat or the comment below. I want to hear, and I might be doing these kind of videos. Okay. So yeah, let me know if you want to see that. So I might do that anyway. We'll see. Let me know in the comment and chat. So that's it, guys. The five habit. I'm just gonna recap here quickly for you guys who joined recently. If you have been in the live stream for not a long time, the five habits are: number one, adopt a different mindset. So when you place trades, when you backtest or research, is different. Okay, when you place trades, you should be just executing the plan, not thinking about the market, not thinking about how you can do things better. It's a mindset of execution and taking things and going forward. Second one is don't look at your P&L too often. Look at it every month maximum. Delete these statements you get by your broker every week or every day. Delete these things in the platform where you see your P&L. It's not useful. The third thing is improving your mindset, having a daily practice of either meditation or things you can do to improve your mindset. Fourth thing is the trade statistics. So look at your trades every month, at least, or every quarter. I've shared with you things to be able to look for in your data every month. Fifth one is schedule research. So you should have time to look at some research new things, new ideas on a probably monthly basis. You don't want to do this like every week maybe, but set aside a few hours sometimes to be able to look at this. Okay. Okay, so that's it for the five habits, the five core habits or routines of traders. Now, what we'll do here is two more things in this last stream. I want to give you the result of the giveaway I've done a few weeks ago, and I want to be able to answer your questions. So first things first, if you're not following me there yet on Instagram, I'll leave the image over here. You can follow me there. You can message me there anytime. I'm pretty active there to be able to answer your questions and reply to you. And so if you want to be able to kind of chat with me, ask questions and things on a more personal basis, go on this Instagram page over here, and you can just follow me, ask me questions. Okay, if you're not on Instagram, that's fine. But if you are, you should follow me there. It's totally worth it. So why are you doing this? What I want to do now is I want to be able to give you the result for the giveaway we've done 2 weeks ago. So I've done this giveaway, and I've not really shared the results so far. Okay. Before we do that, though, make sure you comment below with your questions or in the chat as well. If you have any question you want me to answer, comment now, and I'll be getting to those in a few minutes. Okay. So I did last stream a few weeks ago, and I basically give away some of these hats. So here are the results of the giveaway. I'm gonna pop them on screen right now. So we have 5 people. If you're one of these 5, well, we have 5 people. If you're on one of those 5 people, you can email this email address here, support@desirtrade.com, or message me on Instagram at Etienne Crete. You can just send me a message there, and we'll send you a hat. So just follow this. And if you're not watching this live now, that's fine, still valid. You can still email us there and let us know that is you, okay? And we'll be sending you these hats pretty shortly. We'll kind of get back and forth with some colors and things you want to prefer. But yeah, that's awesome. So cool. Now that we've done this, I want to get to your questions. And awesome. Yeah. Cool. One thing though, before we get to these questions, which I think is really important for you guys to understand, is I prepared this training on prop firm trading. So a lot of people now want to get funded by these prop firms online, FTMO 5%ers. And the issue is the failure rate of these prop firms challenge is really, really high. It's like 81% fail the challenge. And then I believe only maybe 25% of those people who win the challenge actually get to keep the capital after one payment. Okay. So it's pretty much a waste of time for most people. We'll just try to gamble and try to get this challenge of these prop firms. So what I've done is I've compiled together this training that you can watch on your own time about what it takes to get funded by prop firms. And we'll teach you how to get to $1.2 million with these prop firms like FTMO or 5%ers, and the process to be able to scale up to bigger amounts. Okay. We'll teach you how to fix your trading for a challenge. So things you have to be able to do first, so that you're solid when you take the challenge with these prop firms, and things you can do during the challenge to be able to get better results and not fail the challenge. Okay, we want you to be able to pass it the first time around, and we'll teach you things like some mindset shift that professional traders have of like how they see things, how they think about things when they trade for prop firms, and that will help you to be able to get more money from them. Okay, and even if you are really ambitious, you can go beyond that and getting investors like I've done before, getting private investors invest in your trading, and that will allow you to trade bigger amounts, of course. So the link for that is below in the description. It should be the first link you see. I don't think we have many links there. So first link there, and you can sign up for that. Watch the whole training on your own time, and that's gonna help you like clarify a lot of things and get clear on many things. Okay, regarding these platforms and how to succeed with those. So that's it for that one. Make sure you sign up for that. Now I want to go back and answer your question here. I know we have a lot of questions, which is awesome. Okay, I'm not gonna complain about that. That's perfect. So let me just take the chat over here. There we go. Perfect. And we'll be answering your question pretty shortly. Actually, it would be cool if I have a way to... Yeah, let's do this. It's pretty cool. Let me just take this off for a moment here. And we will capture. Go. I want to be able to show you the chat because that's going to be better. There you go. Not this one. Okay, it's not working too well. All right. Okay, well, we cannot do that for now, apparently. So let's just cancel that and go through the chat normally. So yeah, let's answer your question, and I want to be able to give you some time to put your question in the chat, and we'll go through those. Okay. So let me go back here a little bit. So first question we have here is, I know Joanne was asking about sharing my strategy that I use in the market, the winning strategy. So here's how you can get it, right? You go on my website. Actually, me share here the screen. You go right over here on the website, and you go to startrade.com/BBR strategy. Okay, enter that new browser. You can probably see it now. Go there, and this is a strategy I use on the daily basis, the one I use the most. Okay, this is a free strategy. You can sign up for that. Put in your email. You'll be signed up to our course. This is free, and you can learn the whole strategy. Okay, I don't really agree, and I don't believe in the fact of like keeping a strategy secret. I think it's stupid. People who do that are pretty much insecure, and they feel like they have to make people pay for the strategy, which is completely useless. So I give it to you for free. Just go there and sign up for that. You can learn strategy for free. Okay, there's like mini modules which give you examples of trades, will give you all the rules with the checklist as well, I think, and all these things together. Okay, so that's it for the strategy. You can just go there on your own time and learn the whole thing by yourself. Okay. That being said, let's go back on the chat. And by the way, the win rate of that is around 48%. Okay, it's a 3-to-1 strategy. So you can also adjust the take profit if you want. You can make it better for you if you want. That's up to you. You can change it if you want. But the stats by themselves work pretty well. Okay. Hi, Etienne. I would like to know when you backtest, which are you using, how much was your maximum number of trades you took to determine if the system was okay profitable? So how many trades you take to determine if it's profitable or not? So the way I did it is I would take about 30 trades per pair, and well, that of course depends on what time frame you trade. Okay, so if you trade like me a swing strategy, I would take 30 trades per pair, and I would do this for like a few pairs, like 10 pairs or something. Okay, so that's like 300 trades total, which is pretty decent. Now, of course, the backtest is good, but it won't give you a you won't be certain it's going to work on a live account. So the way I did it is I would test it on a demo account first for like a month, make sure I can do everything right and everything is good, and then I would go on the live account. But on the live account, you want to be able to monitor your stats. We discussed that before in the habits I've shared with you. Go back on your stats and try to find out which pairs are profitable or not. Okay, so some pairs will work out well, like your backtest, or better. Some pairs will work worse than your backtest. You want to be able to cut them and not trade them. So it's a bit of work of understanding what you're trading and what your results are, and then adjusting your pairs based on that. Okay, So you need to be able to do that. Go back on your stats, look at your pairs, which ones are working the best, the worst, and cut the worst and keep the best one. Okay. If it's working so, you can keep it and monitor the progress and how it's doing. RB says, coming from Canada, how do you like living in Thailand? I think Thailand is really good. Well, there's good and bad. Okay, like any place in the world. The good thing is it's super convenient. It's super also pretty cheap, depending on how you live and everything. I used to live for really cheap here. Now not anymore. It's different, but it's still pretty cheap for what you get. Okay. Yeah, super convenient. The fact that you can get your groceries online super fast. You can do everything really simply. They have a lot of good transportation here. They improve it really well. When I came here the first time, they had like subways and SkyTrains and everything, but not as big as they have now. So they always improve it and make it bigger. Okay, and that's awesome. The cleanliness here is not that good. It could be better, I feel. And the other thing is the pollution. That really sucks especially in the summer. Now it's not too bad because it rains every day. It's not too bad, but it's been worse sometimes. In general, it's a good place to be. Okay, so I cannot complain. The other thing, speaking of convenience, is if you want to travel in Asia, which you cannot now, but in general terms, if you want to travel, it's close to everything in Asia. Like it's 3 hour flight from Hong Kong, like 2 hours from Singapore, 1 hour from many other countries. So it's really fast to go anywhere. If you want to go to the beach in Thailand, you can take a flight, takes an hour, you're at the beach, or you drive like 3 hours. So those are cool things. That's I think really cool. So in general, I definitely like it. Not the ultimate place to be. I think I'll probably move at some point, but it's a nice place to be. Antonio says, "What's the best time for volatility trading?" Well, that depends. So if you swing trade, it's going to vary. If you day trade, it's mostly in the main session. So London and Tokyo and New York session. So between like 3 a.m. Eastern time to around 12 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, those will be the times. Awesome. Demo trader, welcome. Cool. Demo trader says, I have a lot of backtesting, which I'm planning to go through again at a later stage, see what can I improve. Definitely, it's worth it to be able to go some backtest, and for sure, it's worth it. So take your backtests, go back to them. Some things the fun thing is like some things you've backtested like 3 years ago or 5 years ago for me. Maybe they didn't work back then, but maybe with the knowledge you have right now, you could make them work. You could change them, tweak them up to make them work now. So that's something that you have to kind of it's experience. With experience, you can make things better, of course. So definitely, you can go back to your old backtests and try to find a way to tweak them. Awesome. Inherent Zero says, how long will you hold your trades for? I hold them until they get close by either take profit or stop loss. So that could be anywhere from a few hours. Trades on the 1 hour chart, they get close really fast, like an hour or two sometimes, and that's good at the first take profit. Or it could be like 4 or 5 days. It really depends. Okay. Can you recommend FTMO? Are they trustworthy? Yes, FTMO is a good company. We work with them quite a bit. They are trustworthy. They pay people really well. So definitely good. But they might not be the best platform if you are a swing trader. You gotta keep that in mind. Some platform work best for some styles and less for other styles. Okay, and that's very important to understand. How do you find training has affected your trading? The moderator says, yeah. So I think you mean with me training other people. I guess that's the question. It has some good and bad, but I love doing it, so I'm not gonna stop doing it at all. The issue is, well, actually, the good thing is the fact that you get to practice more, and you also learn more and become more solid in things that you are teaching. So, for example, if I teach about sport resistance areas, when I did that first, I became a lot better in applying those in the market. Okay, so that's a really good thing. Now, this works for many things, of course. The bad side of it is you have less time for for your trading. So some things I want to do now, I just don't have time to do them, or I cannot prioritize them right now because of the other commitments I have with my student or things that I work on or whatever. So that's the bad side of it. But it's not bad because you can always schedule time for it if you want. And eventually, as you work on that, as I work on becoming better and helping more people, I can take more time off to work on my trading. So it's good and bad, but it's definitely good overall. Black Pill says, could you talk about the pros and cons of discretionary trading versus systematic trading? So, okay, discretionary is the fact that you have some rules, but you can change those rules when you trade a little bit. When you trade a little bit, okay. Systematic means you have like rules, you follow them, and that's it. I'm much more a systematic trader, so I follow my rules. I just get in the trade, exit the trade as per the rules. Now, this depends on your personality, because you should not take one because you feel like it's better. You should take one because it fits your personality better. In general, it's discretionary. You need to be able to kind of look at the market and evaluate the market better when you are placing trades. If you cannot do that well, then you have to use systematic. Now, the issue with discretionary, I feel, and that's because I prefer systematic. The issue with being discretionary is the fact that when you place trades, your trades will always depend on how you feel, your mood. So if you're in a good mood today, you might take some more trades. If you're in a bad mood, you might take less trades. If you're in a mood of making money, you might take more trades, you might overtrade. And that's not because you want to do it, that's because of your subconscious. Like how you feel impacts how you trade. If you're systematic, then that means that your rules are fixed and you're not going to change them and you're going to kind of take more trades or less trades. You just follow your rules. And that's a good thing, I think. Most people that go against the rules, they end up preferring following rules. So they usually have better result when they follow the rules, okay? Because they tested that, they did some research on that, they know this works, but nothing says that your discretionary styles work the best. Okay, so that's pretty much it. But if you want to go discretionary, go for it. That's totally fine. It's just a little bit more something you have to research into and practice, and it's hard to do a backtest with that. So you're gonna have some trade data, some trade statistics you take, and you have to see if that works out well. Okay. Thank you, Ariel, for posting the strategy here. It's awesome. So you can learn this for free, of course. Daniel says, how's the internet over there in Thailand? It's really good. It's really fast. They have 5G here now, almost everyone in the city, which is awesome. So you can connect your phone with 5G, which is really, really fast. That's good. And the internet speed even at home is pretty good. They have some cuts sometimes here in Thailand. I guess it depends on like the company you use. But some condos and some apartment they allow only one company in the whole building. So I'm stuck with the one that I don't really like. But they cut sometimes, but never really bad. So it's awesome. Yeah. John says, if you have to recommend one person to become your trading psychology coach, who would it be and why? I would definitely recommend either Randy Howell, which I've been coaching with, or Mandy Prasanjani. I've done a lot of videos with Mandy in the past. I might be able to show you here. Actually, on YouTube. There we go. Let me just share that over here. So either Randy Howell or Mandy Prasanjani. Mandy, I've done a lot of videos with her in the past. This is her. I went to meet her in Melbourne before. She's really awesome. And the thing is, they teach a bit of different things. Mandy is more about the kind of psychology techniques as well. I think less meditation, more about kind of understanding your childhood and how that affected you, and that's awesome. That works really well. Randy is mostly about also your childhood, but more like meditation, exercise, breathing as well. So these are different things you can work on. And the owl, I've done an interview with him in the past over here. You can watch this one, totally worth it. I highly recommend it. So these are the best people I would recommend. Now there's more, there's a lot more. Another one that is really good is Andrew Menaker. Andrew is also not really a trader. This one, Andrew is more a psychologist. He used to work with really like crazy things, like people who did like hostage things, and used to be able to work with them, and that was his job before. Then he moved on to trading. So a really cool character, and really good things that he teaches as well. It just depends like what you want to improve, who you can relate with as well. So you have to kind of go through that and pick whoever you prefer there. But they're both good choices. Awesome. Demo Trader says, how long have you been trading for? I've been trading since 2013, and I went full time in 2017. Which has been almost, yeah, it's been like 7 years and more, which is pretty cool. MQ says, can I ask what is the biggest percentage gain you've made from one trade? How did it affect you? So my percentage gains are always the same. They always it's always, the maximum is 3 to 1 for my strategy right now. So that would be a like total of like 2% gain on the strategy. Okay, I can increase the risk, but I stick to low risk. So that's pretty much what it is on every trade. Now I could have been lucky sometimes, that happens, but I didn't really follow the plan, and so I don't want to show that here. I've had some trades of like winning 5% or more per trade, but this is not something I do every time on a daily basis. The example like getting 5% per trade or something, this happens when there's like big news or big events like elections, like debates, things of the sort. Okay, they don't happen like on a normal basis. Uh, Claudius says, are you leaving trades open in the weekend? Yes, I do. Every single weekend. I don't close them below the weekend. Daniel says, yeah, teaching is a great way to learn. Definitely, it's worth it. I totally agree with that. I've learned a lot from teaching other people as well. How people react, how to do things. Also what's best for who? Like what strategies are best for which person? You get to see that a lot of people waste time with the strategy. Like they try all the styles, but if you know who they are, you can understand which style is best for them. Yeah, that's pretty cool to do. Yeah. Then the answer is, based on your experience, how many losses in a row maximum you had? I had about 13 losses in a row in the past with the drawdown. So it was about, yeah, 13 losses. That was the worst one so far. John says, how about Daniel Martin? Well, Daniel is not a psychology coach at all. Daniel is a prop firm co-founder actually. So yeah, you can work with them if you want. They are probably helping you a lot, but they are more of a prop firm, not really for psychology or mindset at all. The demo trader says, I remember back in the day you were a swing trader. I'm curious, have you started day trading or when you're coming to do so? So, yeah, I was actually, my whole trading journey was a bit of like back and forth. So I began as a swing trader. Eventually, I moved to day trading. Then I went back to swing trading only. Then, when I became profitable and full time, I included swing trading, I included day trading as well. So I was doing both swing and day trading. And then when I began to travel, I had to drop the day trading part. So it's really hard to travel when you day trade. What happened is I had, of course, different goals. I was helping a few people as well. And so I couldn't take like a few hours in the morning to trade or to day trade. That was too much for me. So I had to kind of go back on my priorities, things I want to be able to do. And I just didn't want to kind of stick at the chart and day trade and swing trade as well when I could be out and exploring the world. So I wanted to be able to have a style that I could use without too much time, and swing trading was definitely better for me. Now, eventually, I do want to go into creating day trading algos because now I've been using algos for about a year and a half now, more intensively. So I definitely want to be able to get to using algos for day trading in the future. But if I trade manually, definitely swing trading only. For me, it's not worth to day trade. Cool. So let's see. Daniel says a coach is effective and very cost effective. How much better than losses costing? Yeah. So for sure, I found that when I invest myself in a coach or a program or something I believe in, I tend to get my money back quite fast. I tend to be able to make more money than what I pay for that course really quickly. Okay, and that's worked pretty much every time, except a few exceptions of like when I invested in a program and it didn't work out, or what they thought was kind of stupid. So that happens, but it's part of the risk. Like it's part of like getting a bad trade, and that's just part of it. So definitely, it's totally worth it. I spend probably around, if you put it like a yearly basis, I probably spend around like $25,000 on like coaching and programs on a yearly basis at this point. So it varies from year to year, of course, varies on my focus, but it's been about that in the past 2 years. Awesome. Aaron says, how many algos you run? I run one algo right now. It's on different currency pairs, of course, a lot of currency pairs, but it's only one algo. Okay. RJ says, how many times you blow up your account? I never blew up any account. I lost a big chunk of it in the past, but I never really blew up the account completely. And part of it was I understood the risk from almost the beginning. I was like not risking too much per trade. I was quite risk averse, of course, so I didn't risk a lot of money per trade, and that helped me a lot. Now, there's been some like really stupid trade I've done that made me lose a big chunk of my account, like 70% of the account or something, but I never blew up the account. I'm curious, have you ever had a trade that shook up your trading psychology, or lost a big amount on one trade? What was the rule you didn't follow or broke because of greed? Yeah, I've never really had a big issue with greed. My issue is more with being too cautious in general. So I tend to take less trades, and I don't really take to. I don't really tend to be too greedy on the trades in general. Okay. Now, there's been some trades in the past, especially before I became profitable, where I did some really stupid things. One of the big one was having a margin call that I had on the S&P at some point. So I took this really fairly small trade on the S&P 500 in the past, and I was basically having a setup I use now, but different kind of conditions. And price went against me. I would move my stop loss. I would get in one more position because I thought that I have a really good setup here. It's gonna work out. I didn't test it, of course, before on that pair or that index, and so I just like put a few more positions on that trade. Price just went back against me all the time, and I ended up having a margin call with non-broker. They closed all my positions there on that S&P index, and I was left with like a 70% loss or something. I was like a few positions with probably a fairly high risk each. It's like a 5% risk per trade. Ended up being quite a bit. So because I moved my stop loss backward, and I didn't follow the plan at all. Okay, so that was really bad. Yeah, definitely what I was still learning. Do I trade any other market than what I'm trading now? I don't trade Forex for now. I don't trade other markets, but I might want to get into in the future, or maybe not. It depends. We'll see that. Awesome. Claudio says, well, it's great to wake up with this live feed. See you next time. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Claudio. It's awesome. I like doing those. It's fun. Once a week or something. It's good. Good, guys. So I've shared with you today different things about different habits. You need to be able to implement those in your trading as well if you want to be successful in the future, I believe. These are things that I all do these are not like daily, but they could be weekly or monthly on a monthly basis. I want to remind you to get the prop firm training that I've been putting below in the description. So sign up for that. You will be able to learn how to manage up to 1.2 million for prop firms. It's free, by the way, so you can just go through that at your own time. You're gonna learn how to be able to fix your trading before the challenge, and how to shift your mindset to be able to get better at trading like a professional. Okay. If you have any question, you can comment below in the chat or comment below in the comment section as well. After you watch the replay, I'll be there to answer your questions, of course, and give you some time. If you don't follow me there on Instagram yet, you can just follow me on Instagram. Connect with me there, send me a message. I'll be happy to help you out and give you some time. That's kind of a way to be able to get some one-on-one time a little bit more than YouTube. And that's it. So let me have a quick look here at the chat quickly, and if not, we'll be wrapping it up. Awesome. Cool. I've ever tried trading cryptos? No, crypto is not really for me at this point. But yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate your time. And as always, keep trading your plan. If you need help, reach out to me. I'll be happy to help. and I'll catch you here for the next video pretty soon. Okay, we have a video, I guess, every single day, of course. So I'll catch you back here tomorrow for the next video. Tomorrow we have, I think, a video about failures, if I'm not mistaken. So catch you there tomorrow. Ciao.